Hey everyone, and a big shout out to my AI Today newsletter subscribers. I really appreciate you taking the time to dive into these topics with me. It's amazing to know there are so many of you out there, hungry to understand how AI is reshaping our world. And let's be honest, looking for those game-changing insights that can give your businesses a serious edge.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be in business, that's for sure. The pace of AI advancement is incredible, and the potential for cost savings and profit growth is enormous.
Absolutely. And one thing that really jumps out from the sources we're diving into today is this feeling that everything's changing at warp speed. One minute we're talking about automating basic tasks. The next minute we're seeing AI animate logos like the Grok example using pico frames. It's almost like we're living in a science fiction movie.
It's certainly moving faster than most predicted. That Grok logo animation, for example, showcases how AI can achieve incredibly complex and creative results. Results that would have taken a team of human animators weeks, if not months, to accomplish. For business leaders, this translates to faster turnaround times, reduced labor costs, and the ability to create high-quality content at scale.
And it's not just about efficiency, right? We're also seeing this explosion of creativity, like the Grand Theft Hamlet project mentioned in the source, filming an entire movie inside a video game. That's mind-blowing. What does this kind of creative disruption mean for businesses, especially those not directly involved in filmmaking?
It's a sign of the times, really. This level of creative freedom powered by AI has the potential to disrupt entire industries. Imagine the possibilities for creating immersive training simulations, interactive marketing campaigns, even virtual product prototypes. The cost savings and engagement potential are huge, and forward-thinking businesses are already taking notice.
It's like AI is giving us superpowers we never knew we had. And speaking of superpowers, one of the sources talks about someone finally cracking the code literally after 42 years of trying, thanks to AI assistance. This really speaks to the power of these tools to democratize skills and knowledge.
That's a key takeaway for business leaders. You don't need a team of coding geniuses to leverage the power of AI. These tools are becoming increasingly user-friendly, empowering individuals and teams to build sophisticated applications and automate complex processes without requiring years of technical expertise.
It's exciting, but let's be realistic. It's not all sunshine and roses. The source also emphasizes the importance of patience in the learning process. It's like learning guitar. You can't expect to shred like a rock star overnight. How can business leaders balance the excitement of AI's potential with the need for realistic expectations and a commitment to ongoing learning?
It's a balancing act for sure. Business leaders need to avoid getting caught up in the hype cycle and focus on building a sustainable AI strategy. That means investing in training and development for their teams, fostering a culture of experimentation, and crucially setting realistic goals and timelines.
And that brings us to this intriguing concept of AI pair programming, introduced in one of the sources. We meet Sandra, the AI agent who acts as a coding partner. I love this idea of AI as a collaborative tool, not just a replacement for human developers. But how does this translate into real-world business applications?
It's about augmenting human capabilities, not replacing them. Imagine having an AI assistant that can analyze your code in real time, identify potential errors, and even suggest improvements. This frees up your human developers to focus on the higher-level aspects of design problem solving and user experience.
So it's like having a superpowered code reviewer constantly looking over your shoulder, ensuring quality and efficiency. I can see how that would be incredibly valuable for businesses, especially those working on complex projects with tight deadlines.
Exactly. And this brings us to another crucial point highlighted in the source efficiency. It's not just about saving time and money, it's about environmental responsibility as well.
That's a great point. The source mentions the energy consumption of data centers that power these AI models. So writing efficient code isn't just good practice, it's a responsibility we all share.
Absolutely. Businesses need to consider the environmental impact of their AI initiatives and strive for sustainability in their development practices. This means optimizing code for efficiency, choosing energy-efficient hardware and cloud providers, and even exploring the use of renewable energy sources for data centers.
So it's not just about building amazing applications, it's about building them responsibly. How can business leaders ensure their AI projects are both innovative and environmentally conscious?
It starts with awareness and a commitment to sustainable practices. Leaders need to prioritize efficiency in their development processes, consider the entire life cycle of their AI solutions, and invest in technologies and infrastructure that minimize their environmental footprint.
This is where it gets really interesting. The source highlights how AI empowers developers to wear multiple hats: product manager, designer, engineer, stakeholder. This seems like a huge shift in how we think about software development.
It's about breaking down silos and fostering a more holistic understanding of the development process. By interacting with AI tools that embody different roles and perspectives, developers can gain a deeper appreciation for the needs and constraints of each stage. This leads to better communication, more efficient workflows, and ultimately better products.
So AI is not just a coding tool. It's a tool for collaboration, communication, and a deeper understanding of the entire development life cycle. What are the practical implications of this for businesses?
It means businesses can build more agile and adaptable teams, streamline their development processes, and create products that are better aligned with user needs and business goals. And importantly, it opens up new opportunities for individuals to contribute to software development, even if they don't have traditional coding expertise.
This is fascinating. We've covered a lot of ground already. The rapid pace of AI development, the explosion of creativity, the democratization of skills, the importance of patience and efficiency, and the shift towards AI as a collaborative partner. What stands out to you as the most significant takeaway so far?
What's striking to me is the sheer breadth of AI's impact. It's not just about automating tasks or writing code. It's about fundamentally changing how we think about business creativity and problem solving. It's about empowering individuals and organizations to achieve things they never thought possible.
I couldn't agree more. And that brings us to this incredibly inspiring thought from the source. If AI can empower someone to code after 42 years, what other seemingly impossible feats can it help us achieve? This feels like a powerful question for all of us, especially business leaders looking to leverage AI's potential.
It's a call to action, really. We need to challenge our assumptions, rethink our limitations, and embrace the transformative power of AI. The possibilities are truly limitless. We were just discussing how AI is changing the game for businesses, and really pushing the boundaries of what's possible. But before we get too carried away with the excitement, the sources remind us that we need a structured approach to harness this power effectively.
That's right. It's easy to get caught up in the hype, but one of the sources really emphasizes the importance of a step-by-step process, starting with well-defined product requirement documents. This might seem like a basic step, but I can see how it's even more crucial in the age of AI.
Absolutely. Before you even think about writing code or deploying AI models, you need to have a crystal clear understanding of the problem you're trying to solve. What are the specific goals you're aiming for? What are the user needs you're trying to meet? What are the constraints and limitations you need to work within? AI can actually be incredibly helpful in this initial phase, helping you analyze data, identify patterns, and define your requirements with a level of precision that would be difficult to achieve manually.
So AI can help us ask the right questions before we even start looking for answers. That's interesting. It's like having a strategic consultant on your team, helping you define the scope and direction of your project before you dive into the technical details.
Precisely. And once you have those requirements clearly defined, the next step in this structured approach is to break down the project into manageable tasks, each with its own set of story points, as mentioned in the source. I know this might sound a bit technical, but it's a really powerful concept for project management, especially when you're incorporating AI into the mix.
Okay, break it down for me. What exactly are story points and why should business leaders care about them?
Essentially, story points are a way of quantifying the complexity and effort involved in each task. It's a relative measure, not an absolute one. So, for example, a simple task might be assigned 1 story point, while a more complex task might be assigned 5 story points. The beauty of this system is that it allows you to objectively compare and prioritize different tasks, even if they involve different types of work or different skill sets.
I see how that would be helpful for managing projects, but where does AI come into play?
AI can analyze your project requirements, break them down into individual tasks, and even assign story points. Based on factors like technical complexity, dependencies, and potential risks, this can save you a huge amount of time and effort, and it can also help ensure that your estimates are more accurate and consistent.
That makes sense. So AI isn't just writing code, it's helping us plan and manage projects more effectively. And once we have our tasks defined and prioritized, we need a way to organize all the information right. The source mentions this concept of a memory bank, which sounds intriguing.
Think of the memory bank as a centralized knowledge base for your project, accessible to both your human developers and your AI agents. It contains all the relevant information: code documentation, design decisions, user feedback, everything.
It's like a shared brain for the project, where everything is interconnected and easily accessible. I could see how that would be incredibly valuable for keeping everyone on the same page and avoiding duplication of effort.
Exactly. And this is where AI's ability to process and analyze vast amounts of data really shines. It can sift through all the information in your memory bank, identify relevant connections, and surface insights that might otherwise be missed. This can lead to faster development, times fewer errors, and ultimately better products.
But even with all this AI assistance, we can't forget about the most important element, the user. The source really emphasizes the importance of incorporating user feedback throughout the entire development process. Why is this so crucial, especially in the context of AI?
AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet. It can analyze data, generate code, and optimize processes, but it can't fully replace the insights and perspectives of real users. By actively soliciting and integrating user feedback, you can ensure that your AI-powered solutions are actually solving real problems and meeting genuine needs.
It's like we're moving away from this idea of building software in a vacuum and towards a more collaborative, user-centric approach. How can businesses effectively incorporate user feedback into their AI development processes?
There are many ways to do this. You can create public roadmaps where users can see what you're working on and provide feedback. You can implement feature voting systems to prioritize development based on user demand. You can even use AI to analyze user feedback, identify common themes and requests, and generate actionable insights.
It's like we're closing the loop between development and user experience, using AI to ensure that our products are constantly evolving and improving, based on real-world input. This seems like a really powerful concept for businesses that want to stay ahead of the curve and build truly user-centric products.
Absolutely. And this brings us to another crucial aspect highlighted in the source: the need to consider the environmental impact of our AI initiatives. We've talked about efficiency in terms of time and cost savings, but there's another dimension to consider: the energy consumption of data centers that power these complex AI models.
That's a great point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of AI's potential and forget about the real-world consequences. So how can businesses ensure their AI projects are both innovative and environmentally responsible?
It starts with awareness and a commitment to sustainable practices. Businesses need to consider the entire life cycle of their AI solutions, from the initial development phase to the ongoing operation and maintenance. This means choosing energy-efficient hardware and cloud providers, optimizing code for efficiency, and exploring the use of renewable energy sources for data centers.
It's like we're becoming more conscious of the environmental cost of our technological advancements. We're not just asking, can we do this, but should we do this and how can we do it responsibly?
Precisely. And that responsibility extends beyond the code itself. The source talks about the importance of understanding the needs of all stakeholders involved in a project. It's about considering the impact on users, designers, engineers, and even the business itself.
This is where the AI-powered developer really shines, right? The source describes its ability to wear multiple hats to empathize with each role in the development process.
Exactly. It's like AI is helping us break down silos and foster a more holistic, collaborative approach to software development. By understanding the perspectives of designers, product managers, and even end users, developers can create solutions that are not only technically sound, but also user-friendly and aligned with business goals.
So let's dive a bit deeper into this structured approach to AI-assisted development. The source mentions creating detailed product requirement documents before even writing a line of code.
That's crucial. AI can help us define the problem, clearly outline the desired outcomes, and even identify potential challenges or roadblocks early on. It's like having a virtual consultant guiding us through the initial planning stages.
And then there's this concept of assigning story points to tasks, which sounds a bit like gamifying the development process.
It's more about creating a system for objectively assessing the complexity and effort involved in each task. AI can analyze the requirements, break them down into manageable chunks, and assign story points based on factors like technical difficulty, dependencies, and potential risks. This helps in prioritizing tasks, allocating resources effectively, and ultimately delivering projects on time and within budget.
Makes sense. And once we have our tasks defined and prioritized, we create a special workspace within our coding environment, right?
That's right. The source refers to it as a memory bank, which is a fantastic analogy. This workspace acts as a central repository of information about the project. The code itself, documentation, design decisions, even user feedback. It's like giving our AI coding partner a comprehensive cheat sheet for the project.
It's like building a shared brain for the project accessible to both the human developer and the AI agent. I love that image.
It's a powerful way to ensure consistency, minimize errors, and accelerate the development process. By having access to all the relevant information, the AI can provide more accurate suggestions, identify potential conflicts, and even anticipate future needs.
But even with all this AI assistance, we still need to keep the human element in mind.
Right.
The source emphasizes the importance of incorporating user feedback throughout the development process.
Absolutely. No matter how sophisticated our AI tools become, they can't fully replace the insights and perspectives of real users. That's why it's essential to build mechanisms for gathering feedback, whether it's through public roadmaps, future voting systems, or even just direct communication with early adopters.
It's like we're moving away from the traditional build it and they will come mentality and toward a more collaborative, user-centric approach to software development.
Precisely. AI can be a powerful tool for amplifying the voice of the user, ensuring that the products we build are truly aligned with their needs and expectations.
So it's not just about writing code, it's about understanding the broader context, the human impact, the environmental considerations, and the ultimate value we're creating for users. It's a lot to juggle.
It is, but that's what makes this era of AI-assisted development so exciting. We're not just building software, we're building a better future.
And speaking of building a better future, one thing that really resonated with me in the source material was this sense of optimism, this belief that AI can help us achieve things we once thought impossible.
Absolutely. The story about overcoming a 42-year coding hurdle is a perfect example. It challenges us to rethink our limitations, to reimagine what we're capable of achieving, when we embrace the power of AI as a partner and a tool for positive change.
So before we wrap up part 2 of our deep dive, let's pause for a moment and reflect on what we've learned so far. What's resonating with you? What are the key takeaways that stand out? Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been talking about how AI is transforming software development. And in this final part, I want to get into the nitty-gritty of how these concepts translate into real-world projects. One of the sources dives deep into building an actual application, and it starts with something that's always seemed a bit mysterious to me: databases.
Databases are the foundation of any complex application, that's for sure. But what's fascinating is how AI is demystifying this traditionally technical area. The source describes using AI to design database tables, define fields, and even establish relationships between different data points. It's like having an expert data architect on your team guiding you through the process.
So instead of needing a specialized database expert, AI can help make these crucial decisions early on. That seems like a huge win for businesses, especially those with limited resources.
Absolutely. It streamlines the development process and ensures your data is structured efficiently from the outset. And that efficiency translates to cost savings and better performance down the line. But it doesn't stop there. The source goes on to discuss how AI assists in building the user interface, the part of the application that people actually interact with.
Right, they mentioned this tool called Storybook. It sounds like a playground for designers and developers to test out different elements and ensure everything works smoothly. But how does AI fit into this visual creative side of things?
It's quite remarkable. AI can analyze user behavior patterns, identify potential usability issues, and suggest design improvements based on best practices and industry standards. It's like having a virtual design consultant constantly providing feedback and guidance.
Yeah. So it's not just about making things look pretty, it's about making them intuitive and easy to use.
Yeah.
And the source emphasizes the importance of thinking beyond individual features and considering the overall user experience. They mention service design and user stories as key concepts.
This is where AI can help us shift from a purely technical perspective to a more human-centered approach. Service design focuses on the entire journey a user takes when interacting with your application or service. User stories help us understand user needs and motivations, providing a framework for designing solutions that are both functional and delightful to use.
It's like we're not just building an application, we're crafting an experience. And AI can be a powerful tool for ensuring that experience is smooth, engaging, and tailored to the specific needs of our users. But one thing that really stood out to me was the emphasis on continuous feedback and iteration. They talk about a public roadmap and feature voting, which seems like a fantastic way to keep users involved throughout the development process.
Transparency and user involvement are critical for building successful AI-powered products. A public roadmap lets users see what you're working on and provide feedback. Feature voting allows them to directly influence the prioritization of new features. This fosters a sense of ownership and ensures that the product evolves in a direction that truly aligns with user needs.
It's like we're moving away from the traditional model of building something in isolation and then hoping people like it. We're inviting users to be part of the journey, using AI to facilitate that collaboration and make it a truly iterative process.
And that's ultimately what makes this era of AI-assisted development so exciting. It's not just about automating tasks or writing better code. It's about rethinking the entire process of creating value for users. It's about leveraging AI to empower individuals and teams to foster collaboration and to build products that are not only technically impressive, but also truly human-centered.
I love that. It's a powerful reminder that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It's up to us as business leaders, as developers, as citizens, to ensure that we're using AI to build a better future, one that's more efficient, more sustainable, and more human.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And to echo the sentiment from one of our sources, if AI can empower someone to code after 42 years, imagine what other seemingly impossible feats we can achieve if we harness this power wisely and responsibly.
That's an incredibly inspiring thought to leave our listeners with. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI and coding. It's been a fascinating journey, and I hope you've come away with valuable insights and a renewed sense of possibility. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.